Chapter 2. Weeks have passed since Jesse and Andy first met. Since that day, they have been hanging out every day so much they've become inseparable. Dr. Steven has been watching over them and comes up with a solution to this friendship. Andy has figured out that Jesse has immense amount of powers and uses the powers to have fun. Jesse slowly begins to act like a normal human and even starts talking again. But Andy and Jesse's friendship leaves Jessica behind, so she tells Andy how she feels. Andy takes her out on a date. On the night of the date, Andy sees Jesse watching a movie. Do you like romance movies, or is it just on? Asks Andy. I like this, said Jesse shyly. Okay, said Andy. Where were you? Asked Jesse. I was with Jessica, said Andy. You were gone for 6 hours, said Jesse. Whoa, he really does like me. Maybe Jessica's right. Maybe he is obsessed, thought Andy. Andy walks when Jesse puts him on the bed and hugs him and said, Jesse, I missed you. Jesse said in X. Jesse, did you ever love Cliff? Love? Asked Jesse, looking confused. I noticed sometimes Jesse acts like a pet becomes a human, wanting love and affection, but not knowing that much about humans. Even though he's been with me for a long time, Andy thought. Jesse noticed Andy's hand and smiles and says, I love you. What? Asks Andy, falling back off the bed. Jesse looks at Andy by the edge of the bed. But you only known me for at least 3 weeks, said Andy, still on the floor. Jesse ignores Andy's comment and gets on to Jesse, puts his face to Jesse's face and says, how do you feel about me? Andy was shocked that I couldn't respond, leaned on the door, and Andy backed up. I'll be right back, said Andy as he got up and ran away. Andy runs to the hallway and finds the casino that stops. Andy sees Penn playing a game of cards with a bunch of people and yells, Penn! Penn takes off his sunglasses and says, Andy, is that you? So Penn was up to Andy. Andy explains to Penn what happened. Penn laughed. So he actually confessed to you? Uncle owes me $10, said Penn, trying not to laugh again. Penn, be serious. What am I going to do? Asked Andy, not amused. The answer is obvious. Dump him. I mean, you already have Jessica, so it's a no-brainer, said Penn. But I've never dumped anybody before. Andy stuttered. True. You never told me to back off whenever I kissed you in front of Jessica, or when I purposely took you from her to make her boil, Penn analyzed. Little did Penn and Andy know that Jesse was listening. Jesse feels tears coming down his face and puts his hand on his chest and hears a voice say, don't cry. I'll fix your dilemma. Who are you? Asked Jesse nervously. Don't worry, I'll get rid of Jessica so Andy won't love only you, said a voice. Jesse's eyes turn red and a sly smile comes upon his face. Jessica was skiing alone while icicles pops out of the ground. She tried to avoid it, but her skis broke, so she ran instead. The icicles were made by Jesse, who was smiling as Jessica tries to escape. Somebody help, called Jessica, then took her coat, getting caught in the icicle. She takes off. As Jessica runs, some of the icicles become lower and strike. This wounds Jessica and she falls in the snow, though she fainted. Jesse walks away and goes back to the hotel. An hour later, Aqua calls the ambulance after she found Jessica in the snow with blood around her. A helicopter comes and takes Jessica away. Once Jessica was at the hospital, she met a doctor named Faith. Faith examined the wounds and was amazed. So Faith summoned a robot boy in a doctor uniform. The robot has gray skin, blonde hair, and looks like a human. The robot scans Jessica. Faith checks the robot's analysis and notices that these wounds are not normal. After Dr. Faith looks at the wounds, she sees ice, and that makes her think. This thinking makes her examine the ice inside the wounds. Dr. Faith puts the ice in the freezer for a few minutes and puts it by the ice block, and it's not a match. Impossible. This looks like it's regular ice, but by these wounds it seems odd, like more odd than I've ever seen, said Dr. Faith. I need to check more of this. Dr. Faith takes all the icicles out of the wounds and the stitches of the wounds. After collecting all the icicles, Dr. Faith sends Jessica to a different doctor and calls a friend of hers. Hello, said the friend. Dr. Flute. I've discovered something that could help you with your dilemma. I'll send you the paper and tell you what you think, said Dr. Faith. Sure, said the friend. Dr. Faith has looming red hair, wearing a white lab coat, glasses, long red dress, and white shoes. The friend has white hair, wearing a red dress and red heels. Her name is Dr. Flute. Dr. Flute checks the paper. Her eyes light up, which makes her get up. Dr. Faith, where did you find this ice? Asked Dr. Flute with curiosity. From my new patient. She was found unconscious in the snow, said Dr. Faith. So she lives in the mountains. Dr. Faith, have you heard about Dr. Steven? Asked Dr. Flute. Yeah, apparently he's holding a mutated boy that was found in a frozen capsule, said Dr. Faith. I need to find more info. Did you, ask Dr. Faith, find more info on Jesse and his powers? No problem. I found something that will make you jump for joy, said Dr. Faith. Dr. Flute sees a newspaper that dates from 100 years where a bunch of mad scientists killed an innocent boy's family. Then the innocent boy kills the scientist with the power they gave him. Besides the newspaper on Dr. Flute's computer, there is a list of Jesse's powers in the language of Spanish, French, and Roman. This made Dr. Flute get up from her seat, running into her room, and says, Dr. Faith, I'm going to the mountains. Meet me there. Why? I've looked at that list, and there's no way Dr. Steven would have sex with an experiment. Also, he doesn't have any friends. Dr. Faith pointed out. You idiot, he has a son. Dr. Flute reminds Dr. Faith. Right, said Dr. Faith, feeling dumb. Back to the mountains at the hotel. Penn opens the door. Penn walks to Jesse and sits beside him. Did he come back? Asks Penn. Jesse shakes his head. Penn sighs. Jesse puts his head down and says, maybe I shouldn't have told him that I love him. Jesse starts to cry, so Penn hugged him and kissed him on the forehead. I felt the same you did. Heck, I still do, said Penn. And that's the end of chapter 2 for All Things That Happen in the Mountains.